even say my intro today. The owner and creator of everything at CarolJo's.com, which is an online jewelry and accessory business for women. I do more than just come here to promote jewelry that I've made and sell. I actually come here for our community. The community is where you can come in, and twice a week we have chats. Twice a week we will have tutorials, and then throughout the week we have lives to sell the components and the findings and all the things to make it. Hi, Nordic Luna. So today is a tutorial day. So also, I want to tell everybody on TikTok, 10 shares, 10,000 likes, and we will start doing giveaways. Hi, Cindy. It has been a while. I hope you're doing better. I don't know that you weren't doing better, but it just seems like sometimes when you're gone, there's just something going on in life. That's what I'll say. It's called life. Oh, I'm having a woe day. So I will tell you all, I did get, good. I'm not trying to like make you share anything. Please don't think that at all. So this morning I spent an hour and a half, hello Danielle, fixing up some things on my desk. I just had to take a day. Thank you, Ashley, for the heart me. Thank you, Michelle, for the heart me. I had to take some time this week, and I will continue throughout this week and next week, taking like an hour every day just to organize some chaos that happened this week when we didn't have the internet and I tore everything apart. Hey, Rose. Oh, my Lord. I feel for you. My heart goes out to you, okay, Cindy? And I'll keep you in my prayers that you continue to mend and get way better. And so ultimately, what I wanted to do, I think I talked to you guys about this at one point. Every time I go to do printing from my thermal printer, that's the smaller one, I would have to change out if I were doing stickers for things, or if I went to package, I'd have to change it out. And so I had two different size labels that I use the most. That's the one that we put on the packaging, the little one on your little packages, and then the bigger ones, which we would do with the label and then your packaging slip. We also talked about that I was going to look into getting an 8.5 by 11 thermal printer so that I could do bigger, larger prints of your guys's packing labels, because doing it on an inkjet printer cost more. Sorry, we're getting into cost of things when we're in a tutorial. But so I did get it. I have been using it as of yesterday, and that was part of why I needed to rearrange my desk too, besides tearing it apart with no internet. I'm not getting the sheets lined up correctly. So sometimes you're going to get it where the spacing isn't right for the paper, but I am trying to work on it as I'm printing your order. So you guys I'm using when we do actually print so I don't waste paper. So just know, a few of you might be getting it and it's all wonky. I'm working on it. But I also took a second inkjet or the thermal printer for the smaller labels, and I put one as my shipping labels and one as my product labels, and that got put up today, and so I'm so excited. But I still have some more things to go through to get everything cleaned up and organized. So each day I have said I'm giving myself an hour to clean stuff up. At the end of the hour we stop and we work on the stuff that we do it. They're not crooked. It's facing up and down. So hi, Melissa, where you would have the page that you would tear off, it's going to be in the middle of your page sometimes. Sorry. I'm trying to figure it out. And I'm thinking instead of getting the rippable paper, I am going to get the rolled paper, and it will just print and then continuously so that I don't have to worry about that. Thanks, Rose. So, I mean, I might be changing the style of paper I use. We're using you guys to help me get, when I print, you're helping me figure things out. So that is what we've got going on. And some days it's just like technical, And so today has been that way. Another one. This is technical week. Thank you. I do not have my backup account up yet, so you guys heard the ding from Shopify, so thank you whoever paid. I will be doing all of those yet tonight after volleyball. Anybody who pays up till 9 o'clock tonight, I will get those all packaged after we get back from volleyball up until, I want to try to get everything packaged and done by 9:15 tonight so that we can just have a night of just breathing. And so that is the plan. So if you have an outstanding invoice, you can go ahead and you want to take care of it, that's fine. If you want to hold on to it to get through today's live that we have at 1, tomorrow we have one at I can't remember the times now. We have the bring back and we have our regular bead sale, both of those. And then we have Saturdays. If you want to wait until we get done with Saturday and pay after that, I'm fine with that too. You guys have to understand right now, I'm going into a lot of business stuff. Sorry, right at the beginning here. We are going into the USPS's busy season and they increase the rates. Right now, I have a question for you guys if you would like to answer. USPS rates are actually sometimes higher than even FedEx or UPS. Yay! Rose, I'm so glad you got it. So you need to let me know if you are okay if I would ship out by UPS or FedEx. If you are, I can choose and select those. I just have never done them because they have never been cheaper. But I will tell you, the time to get them is like 3 to 5 days. No FedEx for Nordic Luna. Got it. I do not use Pirate Ship. I use Shopify's, and they both have the same amount of discounts. I have a Pirate Ship account, and I looked into it, and there's an integration to do it, and for me, it's the same price. So I was like, I don't want to integrate and learn something new. Okay. We're talking like $1 a package cheaper. If it were like 15 cents, I'd be like, nope, we're going to do USPS. Because for me, I know that you guys sometimes have problems with it. For me, it's supporting my husband's job. Yep. So that's why I'm just like, eh. But the prices right now are the same between both Pirate Ship and with Shopify. I do get discounts, but even with the discounts, right now, a majority of the time, UPS and FedEx are going to be less expensive. Hi, Paige. So, thank you. Yes, well, and I know you guys are having a hard time. I mean, Nordic Luna's talking about FedEx, but I know a lot of you are having a lot of problems with USPS. I get it. Trust me. I know there are changes because I get to hear about it firsthand from the hubby. All right. You guys have not seen what we're going to do today. So let me show you. For our tutorial, this is called the Modern Axis Pendant. All it is, I'm going to bring this up close. Yep. Jeez. This is the faceted cubes that we have in different colors. I used the gray and the white to create this example. And then I just put it on a 17.7-inch chain. And that's it. It's a really, really easy, inexpensive necklace. So we have all different colors of the cubes, everybody. Just to let you know, we have all different colors of the cube. So we've got, like here, I brought this one up to try to see about making this for the example, but I didn't like it together. We have a magenta colored one. We have the gray that you guys saw. We have gray, we have white, We have a lighter blue. We have very pale blue. We have that one. Keep that one out. We have dark blue. So we're going to have lots of these cubes, everybody, up for grabs. There's oh, I got it. When I have them bag them, if they have extras in them, like these, they put them in a separate bag with a little tag on it, and you have to find them in the package. And I use the ones that are the extras to make those for you guys. This one looks like it's the double AB. And you can use whatever. Yes, I sure can. There, Nordic Luna's asking to see that again. So I'm going to show it here on TikTok. And there on YouTube. I am live on both today. We have goes in there. We also have this color blue, the one that has 3 pieces. There it is. So there's that blue. So you can choose. Okay. I was thinking that too. And so we have an hour. Well, now 45 minutes. I'm going to go till noon. Then I got to take some time off so I can have some lunch. And then we're coming back at 1 for the silicone sale. These beads that I'm showing you right now, if we use it today on the live, I will put it into the rotation for tomorrow night's sale. Just so you know. So if we're going to use it today, it will be up for sale tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get all of them up for sale tomorrow, but any of them that we use today, we will get that way, okay? Hi, Grandma's Creation. Thank you for the follow. We even have yellow. So we have lots of different cool. Well, hey, I'm glad you're here. We are doing a live today where I'm going to show you how to make a, we're calling it Modern Axis Pendant. And you just put it on a chain. We're going to create that. And then tomorrow night, 7 p.m., I will have the items that we're using today up for sale. So I am going to grab a few of these. We have some more colors that we can use for grabbing. Let's see. This one I don't have any extras, but we're going to bring that one out. All right. So I am going to point you all down so that you can see what we are doing. When I point you down, let me bring up my backup account so that I can see comments on TikTok. If I look at my screen, those of you that make comments on YouTube, I will not be able to do that. I was thinking the yellow. There's a reason why I was thinking yellow and blue, these two together, because that is Buttercup school colors. You know, when you go to the sports games, you can wear cool jewelry that is school spirit, but not like look like school spirit. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm the type that I want to be able to do that, but we can make lots of different ones here. So I am not discounting what we can do here, but let me change my backup account here because I did not get it up and going. There we go. And it's going to say I'm joining my backup through a live as a guest. I'm like, all I did was press on it when it came up. All right, here we go. What you will need for this project is 3 cubes beads, a head pin, or a piece of wire if you choose. I'm going to use the flat head pin here. You can use a ball head pin. I just do not have ball head pins that I can fit all 3 beads on and get my loop on. They're coming. I ordered them. So we're going to get some ball ones that are longer. But we're going to have these. And then also we need a chain. Tomorrow night we're going to have these chains up for sale. and they are a 17.7 millimeter stainless steel chain. If I can get this open. There we go. So this is the chain that we will use. You can use a different length chain if you have that on hand, or you can make your own chain if you'd like. But this is the chain I'm going to put it on. So I'm going to set that there. And I'm gonna do the school color one first here. And you could actually do 3 different colors if you wanted. But blue is their main color, then it's yellow, and then I'm gonna do blue, kind of like what our example is, where we had 2 colors but 3 beads, just so that we have the school spirit. For tools, I will need flush cutter, chain nose, and round nose pliers. So you just need the 3 tools, 3 beads, a head pin, and a chain of some sort. If you make it yourself, that type of thing. All right. All right, so here we go. I'm sorry, I was reading comments. I'm gonna put the beads on the head pin. Like so. So there is those 3. We're going to take our round nose pliers, and you're going to take the head pin and bend it away. I am using a 50 millimeter size head pin for this. So there, and now we're going to in 45 degrees inside of there and bring it back around. You're going to get to a point where you're going to hit or get close to where the beads are going to touch that. So then you move your tool around so that you can complete your circle. We have a complete circle. Hi, beads, beads. We want to make this circle large enough to go around the chain. This is a thinner chain, so I didn't have to do a huge circle. But if you have thicker chain, you want this to have movement on the chain, then you need to make the circle bigger, and you do that by going towards the back more. If you want to just put it on one length of the chain in the center, then you can be down here at this end because it doesn't need to be as big. But this is, I went in the middle-ish for this one because this chain is a smaller link, and I can just put that on there. I put my chain on that hole, or where the circle is at, not the hole. Bring that down, grab my chain nose plier, and wrap this around. Like so. See how it is wrapped? Let me try to get it. There we go. And then you take your pliers and you just come in and you cut this off. And I might have gotten my not so... Ugh. And I'm also using stainless steel head pins, which are harder to cut. But I have 2 pairs, and I always forget which pair I need to grab when I'm doing that. There we go. We got her off. And there is the first one. It just takes, I'm going to put this on here. It just takes a couple of minutes to make these necklaces. And if they're not sitting straight, you can just always just move a head pin and adjust it. Okay, we're going to do another one. So I also forgot I need my glasses too. All right, so you talked, Nordic Luna, about the yellow and the double AB. But let's put in 3 colors. Let's see if we do the yellow, that double AB, which is this one. And what if we did one of the blues? Let's do this blue. Let's see. I think I might like that. Let me grab a head pin. I'll show you guys and gals. What do you guys think of this one? Yes or no in the chat if you think that one will be a good one. So we have that one. We talked about the magenta. Okay, we will make it. We'll do magenta in a moment. All right, so we put our 3 beads on there. So we have the blue, the yellow, the double AB. Take our tool. Since we're not making 2 of these, you know, to be matching sets, yes, you could make these into earrings if you wanted. Then if you make them into earrings, make a mark on your tool where you're doing your circle at so that your circle is the same for both of the earrings. But if you're just making this as a single pendant, you don't need to have a mark on there. Just go ahead and push that 90 degrees away from you. Reposition 45 degrees that tool inside of that angle. Bring this around the top. Now we're going to take this tool. We got it here. We want it to be on top, so we're just going to reposition and finish out your circle for that loop on the top. So that is your circle. If you don't reposition your tool, what will happen is this side will go straight and you'll have a D instead of an O. Let me grab another of the chains. So every time I use one, it means one less necklace up for sale, everybody. But I have some that I think I'm going to bring back of a different size too. So we're going to have chains this week. So no worries. All right, we got our neck or our chain. We are going to, I use my round nose pliers to do this because when you compare these two together, the round nose are a lot thinner than your chain nose. And so I have a lot less space my tool is taking up with, and I can see more. If you'd like, you can use 2 pairs of chain nose instead of the round nose in this step. So I've got this. I'm just going to put the chain on. I've opened up my loop. Now I'm going to close it up with my round nose and then just bring this around. And you're just going to work it like one right beneath the row before. So you see how they're stacked on top of each other, not laying over each other. And you take well, dear Lord, I can't get in there. There we go. And these are stainless steel head pins, which are for me really hard to cut. I don't know if it's for you guys or not. And then sometimes you will still have a little bit of a tail there. Take your pliers and push it down so that you're not getting hit with that little piece. There we go. And now he's down and he won't hit you. But there is that one. I'm going to put that one on here so then you can see. So you can use 3 different colors. You can use 2 different colors. You could use 1 color if you want. Okay, so it's not just me, beads. I sit here and go, whoo. This one here, I don't know if I have it as what I have it as. I have to look at what my manifest says. All right. Now we're going to use the magenta one. Some of them are going to have rainbow. Some are going to not have anything. Some will have like the magenta here. If you look at the magenta, he is black on the back side, but the magenta comes through the inside. So they're all a little bit different. Let me see what this one is. Ooh, we have an amber looking one. I don't know the exact color of it. I don't know if I like those two together, but I like this one. Oh dear, what do we want to put? I don't want to. What color should we put with magenta, you guys? Do you want to do the clear? Ooh, that's too clear. How about, ooh. Let's see this one. What do you think of that one? My magenta might have went away. Nope, I can see it in there. I'm not sure I like that one. I wonder if about the gray. Ooh, I just turned it a little bit, and did you see that flash? Holy wow. I'm going to show you over here on YouTube. What do you guys think? Trying to see what else we have for color. Let's have this one. Let me see what this one is. I don't know what color this one is. Let's see if I let those two go together. He's great. There we go. This one's like a blue. Nope, the gray is what I need. Yep, it's this one. Sorry, I'm playing around. There we go. Yep, that's the best one. So, all right. Lori, hey, we were talking about shipping, and I know you emailed me. So this is what I will say about shipping. If you want, right now we are in the most expensive time of shipping. So thank you for that email and your thoughts on it, because it made me think we need to talk about it here. I can send out FedEx, UPS, and USPS. Right now, USPS is almost always a little bit more than the other two. Not all the time, but I would say right now about 60 to 70% of the time. If it's within a few cents, I'm like, okay, but if it is going to be $1 or more less to go with the others, are you opposed to the others? And also, if you want to combine and wait till the weekend, that is fine. It actually does decrease the cost. So there we go. 90 degrees away, reposition the tool 45 degrees within that bend of 90 and bring that around the top. Move your tool so now the bottom one is on the top and complete your circle. Then we are going to open one of these up, maybe. There we go. And we are going to put this together. Open up your circle. All you have to do, oh, today I am. Okay. That's fine. We're going to open up our loop here or a little bit. We just turn that and push it up. Today I went on at 11 because we have another one at 1 today. Actually, as it gets bigger, I can do different size boxes. Yes, it has been a forever. I was going to say, it's funny because we had Cindy that hasn't been on for a while. Now we have Margaret who hasn't been on for a while. And it's like, wow. So we got that. I love that you guys can come in and just drop in whenever it works for your schedules. We will go around and around. I now do this full time, so I can go live anytime during the day now. We're going to take this and get that top off. And remember, these are stainless steel, and it's harder for me to cut them off. You just have to sit here, and there we go. I just little by little keep cutting. There we are. We are making modern axis pendants with cube beads. We're taking 3 of the cube beads, making it into a pendant. Like that. I want that fuchsia or the magenta to come through. There it is. There's the magenta side. So we have different kind of cube beads that are going to be up for sale. So yeah. Very simple. It's very easy. Like I said, so I'm going to put these down. I'm going to come up for a moment. Okay, everybody? Thank you for the pumpkins. Okay, taking those off because I don't need them now to see. Just need them to see to do jewelry. All right. So you can use any color combination you want for whatever it is. So if you look here, this one is Buttercup School Colors. I actually did this one, the one right next to it right here, because I'm actually going to take this one and wear it tonight. It's going to be mine, everybody. I already claimed it. And then we were looking at other colors that you guys gave for us. The chain is, these are, I can't tell you the link of the chain that I'm using for these. You can use whatever chain you like. But these are a 17.7 inch necklace. And I'm going to put the one on that I will ultimately keep for myself. So hold on while I get that off of the neck here. And I'll show you where it lands at on me. You can use one color of the 3 cubes. You can use 2 colors like this one and this one. This one here has, this one right here has 3 different colors. This one has 2. You can use whatever color combination of cubes that you want. There we go. And that is what it's like. It is a very simple necklace that with this size, with this small of a chain, this is where the attention goes. If you were to use a thicker chain, depending on it, it will change out where the attention goes. And I wanted to go, I'm going to move you down a little bit here on TikTok so you're not in the comments. There we go. So this isn't in the comments. And so what I wanted to show is that the attention goes here. If I use a thicker chain, it's going to go all the way. And you can, if you use a thicker chain, you can do different levels of it. And you could start like here with 1 and then do a few links in between. Do one that's like 2. Do a different one that is 2, but put different spacer beads in between the cubes so that it looks longer, and just by adding spacer beads in there. And then you can come down and do like 3 in different combinations with the spacer beads. And then here you could do like 4 or 5 and make it like a fan style necklace using the same concept. Instead of doing it just on the chain, you would put it in the links. Yes, I am. We will have all of them that I've used here today and see how many more I can get. So yeah, so you can do lots of different things with the cube beads here. This is just a very simple one. That's how I am. I'm a very simple when it comes to my jewelry. I don't like the whole like going up around, type thing. But you can do that. Yep, you can add a spacer even between here. You could add a spacer and make this longer. You can do whatever you like. I just want you to understand the concept of making it on the chain so that you can change it up. And that's where I would love to see, after you guys get the cube beads, and you don't even have to do these with cube beads. This can also work with the the glass pearls. You could do something in this combination with spacer beads with the glass pearls. Like if you had in all the same colors and make it a one color one, you could do 10, 8, and 6 if we had them all. Or you could do all of them being a 10 millimeter and just put a spacer bead in between, or stack them in whatever color combination you want. You can do, like Patty says, the natural beads. There are some of you that believe in the properties of the natural beads bringing in things to your body. And by having a certain one will bring calmness or bring peace or bring energy or that type of thing. And we've talked about you can stack your bracelets to bring those powers to you, but you can also do it in a necklace and stack those. So what I want you to take is what we're doing here with this concept and make it your own, figure out what works, and then can you guys post the pictures out on my VIP page so that we can see what you guys are doing? Or if you post them here on TikTok, can we, or YouTube, if you guys would, like tag me in them so we can see what you all are doing. I love seeing how you guys can take a concept that we have talked about here and do it on your own. We also talked about this can be earrings. So instead of putting it on a chain, you will put it on an earring wire and make earrings with it. So if you had the bolder colors with like my dark hair, I could have the bolder colors. The light ones sometimes will show up in my hair. The dark colors will not show up in my hair. It's just who I am with my hair color. But if you have blonde hair, you could use those blue ones and that would pop in a blonde. And so that's what I want you to think about. Or if you have silver hair, which someday I might get to silver hair, you would be able to use those dark colors and it would just pop off of the silver. Think about using the blacks and the grays tones in that on silver. Oh. I always say if I could be full-headed like silver or white, that's what I would do, but I am not there yet. So just think about it from that aspect of different colors that you can use to do that. And I'm like, really, when I was thinking about doing this today, as I was planning the week, it wasn't about literally like, okay, I can use the cubes. What can I do to show you guys to use it? But I want you to take that concept and like make it your own. I love these cube beads. Let me tell you, when I started buying them, and we have what we have right now. And in my order that is being shipped to us right now, it is still out to sea. I should get it in the next couple of weeks at the most. I have more cube beads. We don't have just the large size ones. We have the smaller size. So normally cubes will come in a 7 by 7 by 7 cube or 4 by 4 by 4. You could do a combination of the 4 by and the 7s. I don't have anything in between or larger, I don't think. I was trying to find like a 3-step, but I couldn't, like 3 sizes, but I don't think I've got those. So just to let you know, there's lots of things that you can do with this technique in any bead, but to me, this is really cool. And that's why when I went to make this one today, I made it this morning. I won't lie. I knew what I was going to do. I named it. I knew how to do it. I just didn't make the example to show you until this morning. But when I put this color together, I'm like, I'm keeping this one. I don't do that a lot with the jewelry that I make here. But this one, I'm like, I'm keeping it. So to get back to, you guys were asking about the cubes. The cubes will be up for sale, the 7x7x7. I probably will not have the 4x4x4 millimeters. I will also have the chain here. This chain will be available too. We're down to, I've used 4, so we have 96 left. Hi, Maria. So we'll have 96 of this size of chain in the necklaces already done. When you get, this is what I will say. When you use this small of a link chain, I actually prefer to buy the necklace complete and add my detail onto it, like this pendant. The reason being is that when you get to links this small, opening and closing them and finding split rings or jump rings that will fit them and be secure and making them your own is really difficult. But when we use like this size of chain, which is a 4x6 link chain, I don't have a problem making my own necklaces with that and getting them to shut and hold. So you will notice if I am doing the smaller chain, it is actually a pre-made chain that I've already gotten. But when I use the larger links for whatever my project is, then I will make them. Just letting y'all know. I don't know. You guys tell me if you have a hard time with smaller links. I don't mind buying smaller links and having you guys purchase it. I will buy it for you. Yay, we got to 10K. But for me, it's harder for me to get them closed. If you can get them closed, I'll be excited for you. Trust me. Let's do a giveaway, everybody. I need to plug in Buttercups. So the YouTube phone is the phone that Buttercup uses the most because, she's a girl and has to talk to all of her friends. Oh, I know which color. This one's the one I want to use. Thank you for the gifts. I can't see it right now. Thank you, Lori. But so it's my phone, but she uses it. So she calls it the R phone. And it needs to be charged. So go ahead and put those in there. We're going to do some bead soup. I added a few more beads to the bead soup in the last couple of days, and I have some more beads to add to it. As I'm cleaning up, I keep finding beads. There we go. Ooh, hazelnut. That's a good one. So every time I clean, I find beads, and we're going to add them to the bead soup. All right, let's see who got it. Maria guessed blueberry, and that was the color. So you will get the bead soup today, Maria. Let me show you what it looks like. It has some wood beads in there. We've got some large clear acrylic beads in there. There's a few in there. Some of the yellow and white. There are some naturals. We have metals. So you have lots of different ones in there. So this is what Maria is getting. You're welcome. So that is what we had for our tutorial today. I really want to see what you guys end up making. And you will see when we do our silicone. I want to still have this one on. All right. Now I've got a mix of beads here. I'm just going to move it in there. And what happens is if you guys have not noticed, they are sparklies. What will happen is that when I get done using these for our tutorials and stuff, they go in the bead soup too. So you might be seeing some squares in there. Not right away, but I'm thinking by the end of like the next couple of weeks, we're going to have some squares in there. So, but I will, tonight, or not tonight, at 1 p.m., we are going to have silicone sale day. Silicone sale this time is going to be some mixes of the abacus and the lentils. We have 2 lentil mixes and 1 abacus mix. We will have a small quantity. I only have 5 bags of the 12 millimeter, I think it is, or it's 10 millimeter rondelles in silver. We actually, it's okay that she uses it. It just, we got to make sure she charges it. So we've been trying to decide what we want to do. And so far we've been okay with her using it. I will tell you, having a child have a phone is like scary right now. Let me tell you. Yes, the tutorial will be on YouTube, Maria. I was like looking at Nordic Luna's comment and I'm like, huh? Yep, it will be. And then, but thank you for thinking of it. Let me just say, we had to deal with the first time this last weekend with bullying on the phone. And it wasn't Buttercup doing the bullying. She was bullied by 2 of her friends. And it wasn't good. Let me just tell you. I'm like, we had to have to sit down with a 9-year-old and have that talk. So let me tell you, it's a different world right now, giving a child a phone and what they do with it and the responsibilities with it. So I had to wait, and my kids had to wait till they were 10. But Ryan thought we should do it earlier. Yep. And it is, let me just tell you, it is not pleasant to be on either side. It wasn't a fun day this weekend when we were dealing with it. It actually took 2 days over the weekend to deal with it. And it just, it wasn't, I don't get it. I honestly don't get why people are okay doing that. And I will say, one of the things that I have the hardest thing about right now in society is how we treat each other. And that's why I want positivity in here, and everybody's included, because we are all human beings. As long as you're here because you love jewelry making, anything about that, you're welcome in. And that is, and that's what I will say on it, is that as a society, we just need to do a better job of treating people with kindness. That is what I will say. I've preached it here many times, but let me tell you, this weekend made it all the more. Sorry, we just had to get that in. And if it's my one little soapbox thing today that someone goes, I will just be kind to someone else today, I will be 100% grateful for what I do here. Literally. I'm sorry, I keep going on about it, but when we had the discussion with, we brought, it was, the other parent that was also involved in this said, we need to come and talk, all of us. And, we sat and talked, and I could tell that as this girl is an 11-year-old, didn't understand what was being said and how it can hurt somebody. And that is the shocking part about it, is that how do they not understand words matter? We can tell them words matter, but until they hear the consequences of what their words meant, I don't know that they will understand it fully. So, yes. Sorry. But we're gonna get back to, yes. It was very important. I wanted to do it, but I didn't know how to reach out. I mean, I reached out to the mom that this was all going on with. Like, I called her immediately as soon as I saw the text. And I mean, we're talking, it was, I don't call people after 9 o'clock just to be, I am not a after nine call people, because to me, your house should be getting ready for bed for the next day. You need time to unwind. It's your family time. 9 o'clock is very, very, very important. It has been. You can ask my friends. If I call you after nine, there is something going on usually. And called her and I'm like, this is what was said in text. And she's like, well, can you screenshot it to me so I can see it? So I did it. I screenshotted it. We sent the text. The mom text back to Buttercup, letting her know she was taking care of it. The next morning, I was like, we've got to figure out how to deal with this. And she actually reached out to me because also this is on Sunday morning. I don't call before 10 a.m. on a Sunday. But at 9 something, she was calling me going, we need to meet. And I said, I know we do. And so we sat down that day and we had the girls together explaining what what the consequences of the words were and how it even got to that point. I'm not the type of person that says today was the day it started. There had to have been something that led up to it. And there are things that this other little girl felt, and she's entitled to her feelings. And we addressed with what she felt. We addressed with what Buttercup felt that led up to all of this. And that's how we handled it. And I'm hoping that it's all done. But literally, you could tell in these conversations that they didn't understand their actions have consequences of it that can be negative. And I've always said to my kids, everything has a consequence. My husband doesn't like that I use that word because it is about he thinks it's a negative word, and I said no, it can be positive or negative consequences. And so we need to make sure when we have the positives that we're praising the positives, and when we see the negatives, we address them and show them how to be a better person. That's my parenting advice for the day. So, yep, that's it. So sorry, everybody, we're going on about something that's outside of the beading world, but it's just been something that has been heavy on my heart. It really has been for almost a week. And you probably have seen it in Thursday or Tuesday night. I couldn't go live because I was still feeling the feels of that and having 4 hours of trying to figure it out. And literally, it has been a very difficult week for me. And it really comes down to that, what happened. So thank you for letting me finally say something about it and get it out. And now we can have a better week. Thank you. Thank you for that. Am I a 100% great grandma and great parent? No, nobody's perfect. We can only lead. We can only lead by an example and help train. That's what I say. But at 1, we are going to have some restock silicones and we're going to have some new ones. Yes, to me, it relates to anybody in any world. We all need to understand, and I think we just always need to hear that at some point, even myself. Because sometimes I can be not so kind to Ryan because he's my husband. And he will be like, you need to check that. And I'll be like, what are you saying to me? Like all catty, wifey. And then I'm like, oh crap, he's right. I wasn't very kind when I said that. And that's the thing is that we all need to hear it. I take mine out on my husband. In all honesty, I don't do it to anybody else, just poor Ryan. Trust me. He looks at me some days and is like, hi. Thank you for the heart, Mimi. So, That's who gets my not so kindness. But we have restock and new colors of silicones, and then we're going to go to focals. So we're going to have probably, thank you for the heart me rose. I love how it was on my head, and I can do this and it'll go with my head. Yeah, and it is a tone, and that's the tone my husband brings up to me, and he's like, you need to check it. And I'm like, I want to say back because, you know, I'm the wife. No, snotty. And I'm like, yep, I do. So yeah, and I mean, and poor, I will tell you, he thinks that I don't always talk good about him, and I'm like, I do. I love you to pieces, but he's like, well, you must not talk good because man, you just bit my head off. I'm like, no, I actually do talk more nice about you. I don't bite your head off. I just bite your head off to you, not to anybody else. Okay, the silver rondelles. I have one type. It's either a 10 or a 12 millimeter, but I only have 5 bags. I'll show you here. This is going to be at the 1 o'clock show. We've got the silver with clear rondelles. They are a 12 millimeter. There's 12 in a bag. And those we will have at 1 o'clock too. Yep, I only have 5 bags though. I got those from someone else that was going out of business. And so once I'm done with them, I got to figure out how to get more. Those are, yep, it'll be at 1 o'clock today. Those are hard to get. Let me tell you, they are hard. I'm still trying to source those at a price that's reasonable. You can buy them at a really high price. And that's one thing that's going to be, I want to make sure we're getting them for the right price. All right, so we got those. We've got the assortments, and we have the rounds and focals. That's what we're going to have at 1. And then I will not be live tonight. Buttercup has volleyball, so we are going to be at Buttercup volleyball tonight and then having family time. And then after that, we will be back on tomorrow. Let me check the calendar so I can tell you guys the right times while we're on the live. Else check the pinned post on TikTok, and for YouTube it is a short. Tomorrow, bring back at 12 noon. It will be bring back. I will have another necklace chain. I don't know the length of it, but it's another smaller one like this. We have some of the bunny charms. I'm like, what is the word to go with it? We'll have we have pink and blue bunny charms. We have, I'm trying to think what else we have. We have some acrylic hearts. So we have a different assortment of beads for the bring back tomorrow. And then tomorrow night, we will have the cubes in the 7 millimeter size. We're going to have the necklace that I have, this necklace. We'll have those available. So we'll have a lot of different things tomorrow night. We're going to have a longer live tomorrow night than we have normally on a Friday night, because I'm going to take Tuesday night's items and Friday night's items and combine them both. So we'll have probably around 50-ish items, because I've been doing like 20 on one and 30 or 35 on the other. So we're going to have like between 50 and 60 items. So it's going to be a little bit longer, but it will have some really cool things. And in these, they are a lot of times in a package of 20. So you'll get 20 cubes. I don't know the price yet, so I can't answer that. And we're going to have somewhere around between 20 and 25 bags of each one. So that's for the 7 millimeter. When we get to the 4 millimeter, we're going to have both bags and strands of that one. These to do strands, I just felt were like very, very expensive for a whole strand. And I didn't know how many people would want to pay that for it. So I just had them bag them all up into bags of 20. I think that's what I did on most of it. They're all looking that way. But some of them, I don't have very many because I couldn't get very many strands, just to let you know. But that's what we have for tomorrow's 2 lives. And then Saturday's live is we're going to, where did I put it? Right here. We're going to sell all different kinds of acrylic beads, including this 20 millimeter round in a package of different colors. Hi, Mitra. Um, that we were going to have, we'll have solid colors. We'll have like 12 millimeters, 16 millimeters, 20 millimeters. We're going to have shapes. I mean, any of the acrylics that I can find downstairs, I'm just bringing all the acrylics that I can to that one. But they are ones that we've seen before. Some of them, it's been over a year since we've seen them. I have no idea. I will know more by tomorrow night. How's that sound, Lori? I mean, we're probably, I know I would probably have at least 30. I kid you not. I have big trays of acrylics. So we'll go do that. Yep, I'm gonna go eat. So thank you for thinking that I need food when I probably don't, but I'm gonna go eat. And then we'll be back here at 1 Central. So like in about 55 minutes, we'll be back with the silicones. We'll see you then. Bye, everybody.